Hi, this is Peter Godinez. We're back, KADYTV.net, with another version of Good Morning Oxnard. And we have a special treat. I have an empowered woman, a future leader, and I'm envisioning one of these days she'll be so famous, and I'm going to have this clip with her, and she's going to want it back, but I'm not going to give it to her. So this is Taylor Penny, and there's so much about her. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. You still make me so nervous because I can know you're going to be a future celebrity here, so I like future nervousness. But anyway, there's so much about her, but she did start her life here at 11 in Oxnard, and she has not stopped contributing to the life. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and we'll get this going. So.
Okay. Well, I moved to Oxnard when I was 11 years old, and I have family here. My dad's family lives in Oxnard, so that's why we came here. I started out at Emily Riching Elementary School, 6th grade. Then I went to Robert J. Franklin Junior High School, and then Oxnard High for high school. And I graduated in 2012. And now I have moved to Pullman, Washington, and attend Washington State University. Go Cougs.
I love it. I love it. It's
I grew up at the Boys and Girls Club on 5th Street. Ever since my first day here in Oxnard, I stepped into the doors, and every time I come back home from college, I always found my way back there. So it definitely is like my second home. So that's kind of like geared my life in Oxnard around. The Boys and Girls Club is like the safe place, the home that I always find my way back to. I've moved a lot since I've been here, different houses and apartments and stuff, but the club has been like the one place that stayed the same here.
Well, that's good. And I know you've done this before, and you've done other big shows. I don't know if you've done Letterman and all that kind of stuff, but you were actually on the Maria Sanchez show. What was that interview about? If you could just give us a little brief interview, because you did something really famous.
Well, at the time I was elected as Youth of the Year for Ventura County, and I was running for a scholarship nationwide through JCPenney's. And it was to win a $50,000 scholarship if I were to win first place. And I was in the top 3 in the nation, and I needed people to vote for me on Facebook. And so I ended up coming in second place, and I won a $33,000 scholarship for college. Thanks to the show and everyone who voted for me. But that was a topic we were talking about, and then we were just talking about high school and sports, and I was a sophomore in high school then. It was 4 years ago. So I believe that's kind of like what we geared around, and also I was Youth of the Year, so I was just talking about my experiences with that, and they asked me how the process went, and I was on my way to the next level, the state level at that time, so we were talking about that too.
Now, it's funny because we want to acknowledge your brother. It's kind of funny you said his name, but that was not what you meant, because, so tell me your brother's name.
Yeah, my brother's name is actually Jerome Carlos Penny, but we call him JC for short.
Which means it's equal to?
JC Penny.
Okay, so you didn't get a scholarship from your brother, you got a scholarship. Yeah. We're trying to have some humor on this thing. If you didn't laugh, it's your problem. But anyway, I think that is great that you continued on, but one of the questions that popped in my head, at what point did you say, hey, I think I got game here? Was it at 11 you said, I'm pretty powerful, I can do some things? When did that actually click in?
I think, of course, at the Boys and Girls Club, I did a lot of leadership clubs and Keystone and Money Matters and all these different programs that they have for the youth there. I think when I joined Keystone, which is a leadership club where we travel across the country to find better ways to make our community and our club a better place. So I think by going to those workshops and those conferences across the country, I went to Florida, I've been to Minneapolis, I've been to San Diego, Reno, Orlando, Anaheim, different places across the country for conferences for Boys and Girls Club. I think that by going to those, it kind of I was interested in all this leadership stuff. And when I went to high school, I joined ASB and became a leader at school. No one liked to do the public speaking at the pep rallies, so I would always grab the mic and run the pep rallies or lunchtime shows, or I was never afraid to be in public and talking in front of people. So I ran for the year in 2010, and I was elected.
Wow.
And I went to state. I was the only sophomore in high school that was at the state level. They were all seniors. I came in second place, but that's pretty good being against 9 other seniors.
I'm impressed.
So that kind of like sparked a light in me that I have potential in things. And so I took that next year off and focused on school. And then in 2012, my senior year, I ran for it again, and I beat everyone out in this area of California. I went to state, and I came in second place again. But I met a lot of people in a lot of different like agencies and stuff, and I feel like the experience was worth it, you know. And the person who won, he went on and he represented the Pacific region at the national level. I met the president, and it was good that it's always good to lose someone that makes it all the way, right? Not just someone who loses the next round, so it was good. But going through the year really made me realize that I had potential and to make a difference in the world. So that's kind of like what sparked it. And then all the different help I've had and like motivation, and I didn't grow up in the easiest of circumstances, so that was always a motivation too. Like I want my family in the future to have what I didn't have. So I know it takes graduating from high school, going to college, getting a degree, having a career, and then giving back to the community. So I know those are like the steps I need to follow. So when I have a family in the future, they don't have to necessarily go through the same things that I've had in life. So I've had to grow up a little pretty quickly than a lot of my friends in high school and junior high. I was the only one working at a point, and I saved up money for a car so I could get to school and work and sports. Anything I wanted, I had to think for myself. And I wouldn't take anything back that I've had to go through in life. They've all been learning lessons. They've been hard, but it shaped me into who I am today. And I don't think I'd be as motivated to do well in college and to graduate with a good GPA and stuff if I didn't have to face the things I faced. Because when I'm doing this 10-page essay, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just think back to like those nights when in high school we had no food or things. And I know I don't want that. I need to do this essay so I can have a future and live comfortably, and then be able to even be fortunate enough to give back to the people who helped me along the way. So that's kind of what keeps me going.
That's impressive. And it pops in my head, so I'm listening to things kind of pop in my head. You have JC in your camp, and I don't need parents, but it seems like you have somebody incredible. But who's in your camp that just supports this empowered woman I'm looking at right now?
Well, through the Boys and Girls Club, there was this group of women and men called Team Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
When I was going through the year, I had different people who helped me with different things. I had one woman who helped me with my essays and helped me go over make sure the grammatical errors were fixed, make sure it flowed, and then I had another woman who helped me practice my speech, like presentation skills, and I had another woman who took me shopping for a professional suit, and then Tim, the CEO, he always put me up with different people to kind of help with different things in my speeches and presentation skills. And then I had another woman who was kind of like my momager. She went with me to the year competitions, and she was like a mom when my mom wasn't there for me, when we would go away to the state. And then she would also be if people contacted her to get a hold of me to get an interview or want to learn a little bit about me or a newspaper or something, they would go through her and then come through me. So I have a group of people who kind of helped me shape all these things that I've done. So through the Boys and Girls Club, it was called Team Taylor.
Team Taylor. Are there t-shirts that
No.
have?
I wish we could have a t-shirt.
Hey, there's an idea.
But now they have helped other youth years after me. So there's been 2 years after me, 2013 and 14. And so the same group of women kind of helped other women along the way. And then if there will be youth years. And then, so there's a group of people that kind of help, and whoever's the star, standing up for them. So.
The Team Taylor. Oh my goodness. So, last question. What do you want to be? with all this power going, what do you want to be?
Yeah, that's like the biggest question in college. This summer I was an orientation counselor at Washington State, and all I got from all my students is, what do you want to be? And I majored in psychology, the College of Arts and Sciences, and I minored in communications, broadcast journalism. I changed my mind a lot, and that's what, you go to college and people, on average, people change their majors about 4 times throughout their college career. So, I went in as a criminal justice major, and then I switched to psychology because I took a psychology class for one of my general classes, and I really loved it. I wanted to learn more, so I ended up majoring in it. And I feel like you can do a lot with psychology and communications. Like those two things together work really well for lots of jobs in today's world. So, I'm interested in like being a sports psychologist. I love sports. I love football, basketball. I wish I could play all the sports, but I'm not very athletic. I just like to watch and cheer them on. And so I'd love to work. My dream would be to work for like a professional team or a university or maybe a professional player. If that doesn't work out, I can always do counseling, family counseling, work at a high school maybe, come back to Oxnard or Ventura County and like kind of give back to my community. And then the Boys and Girls Club is always a place for me to be as well. Every time I come back, there's always a door open for me to come and work for flowers, just get some money, or help out around the club if they have big events coming up. So there's always a spot for me at the Boys and Girls Club too. And with the college degree, I can kind of do a lot with that. So my goal is to get out before New Year's. Plan on studying abroad next summer and going to Greece.
Whoa!
So, and this summer I was an orientation counselor. I've been a senator at the university. I've been a resident advisor, an RA. I've been a tour guide. I work for the Office of Admissions right now. So I've done a lot. I kind of branched out in different areas to kind of test the waters to see what I'm good at and what I want to do. So when I graduate, I can have a career. But I plan on going to grad school. I feel like I can be a little bit more competitive in the job market with the masters. So we'll see where that takes me.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Now I'll make another prediction. The guy who took first place and second place, when you're all famous and everything's gonna walk up and he's gonna, do you remember me? And
I get in touch with them. We're friends on Facebook. We have like a youth of the years.
Well, I'm glad. So should be, your character, but that's right. You took first place, I took second place.
Yeah.
So, making prediction, he's gonna look up to you one of these days. And we got you on film when you were ready to enter fame. Thank you so much, Taylor. Much success. Have fun when you go back to school next Friday or next week.
This Friday.
Go knock them down. Go Cougars.
Go Cougs.
We got Taylor Penny here, empowered woman, and get on our good side. That's all I got to say. Peter Godinez, ambassador with Good Morning Oxnard, KADYTV.net.